This is in its infant stages. It won't be ready for this next bill that goes out, but we'll be looking to, they'll provide just a 35-gallon can. So this is for, someone that just puts out one little bag a week or something. You'd have to use the small can. They'll discount the garbage rate to those people, but it's, we're exploring those options, so it might be a couple $100s a year of savings on your garbage bills. But we're just starting to talk about it now. They have some similar, program in another location. So when we picked up on that, we asked them if they'd be willing to, look to do something with the borough's residents to try and help out those garbage bills. So let's see where we're at. Okay, department and committee budgets, everyone, we're trying to get before the October meeting so we could have something prepared. Heather will be starting to work on the third quarter here in a few weeks and trying to put the 2026 budget together. Penvest update, already touched on that. We're hoping to start work in a few weeks. We just had closing this morning, everything's done. I don't know if Dave, if you have anything else. We're gonna be sending out a letter to homeowners, affected residents, to let them know about the new ordinance in place. There's not a lot of properties that are gonna be affected by this, but wherever we're putting in curbs, we're gonna be getting into their sidewalks, and it's gonna be their responsibility, depending on what's there, to repair it. So that's gonna be minimal impact, though. We don't really have a lot of that with this project. So I don't know if you have anything else with Penvest, Dave?
No, they were very cooperative today. They thanked us, for getting everything together and wished us luck.
Okay, sounds good. Before we go off I hear a lot of people, a grant. So this isn't a grant. This is a $3.1 million approximate dollar loan from Penvest. They're a funding agency from the state. It's a 20-year term, but they're giving us at 1%. So it's almost, free money.
And that's for the full 20 years,
full
which
20
normally
years.
doesn't happen.
Okay, on to public safety and police. We have a vacancy still. We're trying to fill in the police commission. Need one more commissioner to get the ball rolling here. We had another letter of interest submitted to the borough from Wendy Kislin. We also have a letter of interest. It was submitted by Edwin, I hope I don't kill your name, Aparicio. So we have two letters. They're also moved to consider someone to fill the police commission. Next one, it's that time of the year. We're going into police negotiations. It's just a formality. We have to sign an arbitrator to represent the borough in the police contract negotiations. So in the regular meeting, we have motion to put forward to hire a firm to take care of that. Update on part-time patrolman hiring. I don't know if anyone from the police committee or anything, Rob? Chief?
There was one individual who wasn't able to get back to us, who did submit an application for a medical purpose, and that person is interested in being interviewed. So I wanted to wait till Mr. Ritchie returned, since he was part of the other process, but I'd like to interview one more person before we make any kind of decision to move forward on background investigations of the potential hire.
Sure. I guess on to the police cadet sample contract. Chief provided us with the language tonight. Everyone should have that. It's on the police committee to review. We'll get that to the solicitor, I guess, for review as well.
Yeah,
Chief?
that's totally subject to amendment and other inclusions. That's just the rough draft.
So we did get a rough draft of that to look to. How's that real quick on that program?
What, the Cody program?
No, the cadet hiring.
Oh, okay, so essentially, the state's commission, the training commission, offers reimbursements to municipalities who sponsor cadets to go to the academy. So right now, our requirement is that you have to have the police certification, PA Act 120, in order to apply for the position. That sometimes limits the influx of the applicants, because some people are either working a different job and are apprehensive to come to a thing. And again, believe we are a borough, and we have to follow borough code, which means we have to test under civil service guidelines, which includes a written test and a physical agility test, as well as the oral interview, so on and so forth. Other municipality types, such as cities and townships of various classes, have the luxury of not having to do that anymore. They can accept lateral transfers from an officer from one department directly into theirs without testing. They can hire people who are Act 120 certified without testing. But that's the luxury and the flexibility with a municipality other than a borough. Again, we're limited and locked in by borough code to what we can and can't do. So to try to open the field a little bit wider and get a better influx of applicants, this would allow people who do not have the current Act 120 certification to apply. We would then go through an application and a review process of those applicants to determine if there are people that fit the bill, that we feel would be reliable enough to sponsor to go to the academy, and then in exchange, give us back X amount of time of service for our sponsoring and paying essentially for them to go back. There are certain reimbursements that are allowed to the borough for that, for both wages that we offer to them while they're going through the academy, and reimbursements for paying for the training itself. The percentages are locked in right now, but I mean, they could be flexible a bit. They're becoming competitive. So this is definitely something that I suggest that the borough start considering and looking into. It may take some time to make it happen, but it's an option, and it's going to open the playing field and not lock us into having to worry who's going to apply and who's not, and how long we're going to start and all that.
On that one? No, good to go. I'm gonna push the Cody to next month.
Yeah, that,
I haven't looked at it, I have no idea even really. I was not here in August, and everyone just got paperwork dropped tonight, so.
in a nutshell with that, we operate on the system that we operate on now, which is Metro Alert. There's been some instabilities with it, and there's been some speculations that it's gonna phase itself out in the near future to who knows when. Some people are surprised that they haven't phased out as of yet, including me. So this would be a records management system, our reporting system, where we do our police reports, that would replace that. And the cost that you see in front of you do also include transitioning the data that we currently have in our current management system into the Cody system. And there will be trainings involved and whatnot. This is a totally different system than what we have now. But it's a stable system. It's been around for a long time. Large municipalities that I know, cases of city, Coconut Mountain Regional, have been using them for decades and they've got no problem with them. So because of the unlikeliness or the inconsistencies with our current system, it's time to start looking and potentially switch. And at these rates, it's not a bad idea, because when I initially looked at it, our upfront cost just for data transition was almost $40,000. So these prices are a lot less than that because of the fact that it's been a countywide project.
Anything else on that? Okay, then we got the flat camera discussion. I know we're looking to maybe reopen the conversation about how many cameras are in the borough.
Well, I also did find out today that there's grants available for these block cameras.
I said that when we purchased them.
Right, but we never, I mean, I was told the information was sent to you, you know, so.
The information was also forwarded back to council. There are grant opportunities available for technology,
Right.
which this is included in. Right now, the grant application period is not open.
Right.
So yes, there are grants available for it, but a year ago or so, council, who was seated at the time, agreed to purchase 10 cameras at the rate that they are, and they're expensive. There's no doubt about it. But again, they're a fantastic tool, and technology is something that we need to start thinking about embracing somewhat on a larger scale too. But this is a step in the direction. I've personally looked at, we've had this discussion here at open meetings about potentially moving some of the current cameras that we have. We have 10 cameras right now throughout town. And every one of those 10 cameras has produced something for us over the period of time that we've had. Again, small scale, large scale, doesn't make a difference. If they're doing their work, they're doing their work. And I'll just add this, and it's not Freeland, but at least 2 of the recent major shootings that Hazelton City just had were solved within hours because of the flock camera system. Be glad, number one, that we don't have the frequency of major crime that they're experiencing, but when it happens, and we should have the technology to help the officer on patrol to investigate the incident that they're taking care of. And I understand what you're saying, Mr. Marks. We will apply for the grants when they come
information. You know, he was supposed to send it today, but I didn't get it yet.
Well, I don't think the period isn't open yet, so I
Right,
don't
he
know
did
if
say
there's any, if there's any preemptive information, so
Right.
when it opens up, I will be putting in for it.
Rob, question. I have found 4 of the 5 locations.
Right.
I've got over by Feister's, Crescent Road, Schwalbe, and Burbank. Where's the other one?
So when these were planned, the idea was to get the major entrances that are within Freeland Boro. We have major entrances that also involve Foster Township, so obviously we're not gonna put a Freeland Boro camera in Foster Township.
Right.
All the cameras were planned to have one camera catching vehicles coming in and going out of 5 major intersections, like you said. South Street by Graham Street, Crescent Road at the township line. We have there are 2 on Walnut Street by the substation, there are 2 that you're missing.
Walnut.
Yeah, and then we have them on Burbick Street, down by the sewer plant, and we have them at the end of Schwalbe Street on the west side.
Now, are they primarily used for just license plate reading?
That's all they do. Well, they can capture any image that goes by them, but unless we have a reason, so for the people that aren't familiar with the water system, I'll explain how they work. The cameras capture everything that passed by. We have access to that information if we need it. The camera alerts us, as well as every other police department in the area that has access to the system, of any vehicle that passes by there that is a vehicle of interest. Stolen vehicle, stolen plate. Also, if there's a wanted person that has a vehicle that is known to the investigating agency, they put that vehicle information in and it tells us that the vehicle registered to the wanted person is going through past such as camera. So we don't just arbitrarily look at to see who's going where, when. We're alerted to certain things when information is put in through what we call NCIC, the National Crime Information Center, and that's a federal thing. So when the information is into the system, we have access to it, and we're alerted to when the vehicles pass by cameras and which camera they pass by. My phone goes off constantly all day, everywhere. I have mine set for 3 local counties. So anytime a vehicle or subject of interest passes by that, I get the alert directly to my phone as to other officers as we get on our computers to the car.
So they are required to be coming in and going out of the same location.
I'm sorry?
You have 2 cameras in each location.
Right now,
One catching in, one going out.
that was for introductory purposes.
Right.
Just to see how things were gonna work. So my plan is to move at least 3, maybe 4 cameras. Not capturing both directions in each location, but moving some of them that were capturing one direction, but we can still capture images of a vehicle passing it, even though it's not reading the plate, if we have to look for it.
Right.
But we need to have a reason to look for it and input that information, and every request that we put into that system has to be documented with an incident. So I can't just arbitrarily go look for Frank Pisson's plate number to see how many times you pass by whatever camera. I need to have a reason, and I need to create a report to put that in. I think, yeah, because you're talking.
I know.
But that's it. I mean, some people are under the concept that this flock camera system is the big brother, and we see everything all the time, in real time. We can if we're looking for it, but we're not. We're looking for.
Yeah, so primarily it's an AI-generated license plate when that license plate has been flagged someplace else.
You're notified of an entry when that vehicle passes by the camera. But everything that passes by, the pedestrians, vehicles, ATVs, and we use these cameras for our ATV complaints too, to see what ATVs went by where and when, and to try to identify riders. So they've been useful since we've had them installed. And again, I understand it's a higher price, as far as equipment that we have, but we have it in the budget. We've had it in the budget, and we're well within our budget for the year, in all line items. Well, there might be 1 or 2 that are a little over, but they'll be captured by the rest that's still in reserve.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Anybody else on that? Good. Okay, on to fire. Got the new firehouse project. I guess we don't have much there, right? We're waiting on,
Any updates or any
rendering.
renderings, drawings, or anything back there?
I'd let the public know, if you're interested, sometime in between meeting or whatever, there's their first rendering that was, completed is on the table back there to take a look at, proposed new firehouse project. I guess one thing I add to that is, you know, we're gonna look to make a motion at the regular meeting for Baron Evans, that's a surveyor that's been doing all the work for us through, you know, with the engineer to do, reverse subdivisions of the plots on Johnson Street. Is we have two separate plots there that we look to turn into one continuous plot with, the municipal authority agreeing to give 48 feet of their parcel to the fire company, or actually the borough as well, for potential building there. So, just move on to the command vehicle. We touched on that, and I don't know if anyone has anything else with that one. No questions, nothing, we're good? Okay. Last one for tonight is, Heather got done with the calculations with the prior real estate taxes, and we came up with $1,041.07 that's been collected for the apparatus tax. EMS, September reimbursement, this is, I think, we've been in the last few months.
Yeah, the amount's always around 3,150.
Yep. Okay. And then same for them, delinquent real estate tax. Heather had a chance to finally tabulate the delinquent taxes collected. Nothing for 2024 is in this total, because none of the delinquent taxes that we have reports on to date are for 2024 delinquent taxes. So the $5,577.17 would be the delinquent real estate tax due to them for 2023 and prior. On the streets department, same with the full-time position. If we would look to hire within current employees, we do not need to advertise for a new hire. It would only be if we're looking to, you know, collect applications from someone not currently employed. Paving alleys and additional street work, we could probably just move that to next month. Just real quick, we came in under budget for the Penn Vest. There's retainage money there. Some of the additional